is a part of mass finishing. But it is a development from the elderly mass finishing processes, which has a lot of advantages, which I will explain you. It's a very effective kind of mass finishing process with disc finishing machines, which is very fast and efficient for the processing of jewelry and has been used on the market for approximately 25 years. The process takes place in an open top process container where the bottom is formed as a disc. The disc rotates on its own axis. Workpiece and abrasive or polishing media in the process container will be set into a twister-like motion by the rotative movement of a disc. In the disc finishing process, we bring a lot of energy in the process. This is important because you want low processing time. You need to deliver fast, so you cannot wait until the process is finished after 20 hours or next day. You have to do it quickly. And the disc finishers, for example, is approximately 10 times faster than vibratory or tumbling processes, which has been used in formerly time. In the wet process, the removed material from the workpiece will be flushed out by water compound mixture. In between the workpiece and the media, there will be a very intensive process. So, in the disc finishing process, we have a continuously water flow, which brings always the wastewater out from the process. If you remember the tumbling process, which has been still in use also nowadays, you have always wastewater in the container, and this waste will be worked inside of the jewelry, and this can create problems because it's not a nice surface, not a nice jewelry, and at the end you will not get a good polishing effect. It's a very important factor that in the disc finishing machine, always the water will be replaced and you have a good surface created. The disc finishing machines is especially for processing of small parts. When I talk about small parts, does not mean like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter. Small parts means approximately until 20, 25 gram. Simple, like size of a jewelry ring, pendants, bracelets is possible. You can also process pieces with weight of 50 gram and more, but then you have to make it individually. Thanks to high rotational speed and relative high movement, reduction of processing times compared to vibratory systems. As already mentioned, approximately 10 times faster than a standard vibratory system. Cleaning and rinsing process can be well integrated. Because we have always a very good water change in the container, the rinsing cleans at the end the workpieces, and it's very good prepared to make a better cleaning in the ultrasonic step. Perfect for multi-stage machining, easy handling. So in the machine, several containers are connected with one electric box. This reduces the cost and saves also space because everybody from you has space problems. So it is important to have a compact machine. Ideal for deburring, grinding, smoothing, and high gloss polishing of bulk materials like stamp parts, small milled and turned parts, jewelry, and implants. We do not work only in the jewelry industry, we also polish medical implants. We have customers, medical customers in India as well, who use, for example, our machine to polish knee joints, hype balls, hype joints. Company like Merrill, for example, in Gujarat. And so to polish jewelry or medical implants is for us the same. Video, please. A video shows more than words, so that's why we integrated a video of a machine. So the blue container is where we put the media inside. It can be programmed, all parameters can be programmed, saved and stored. And separated. Thank you. You see, the handling of such a machine is nowadays very easy. You till the container, then you separate it, and that's it. This is also one of the differences compared to the machines like tumbling and vibratory, which has been used for a long time. What are the advantages of disc finishing machines? Disc finishing machines are able to reduce the surface roughness very well. Surfaces up to RA 0.01 can be reached. As you can store up to 1.5 kilo of jewelry in a container of 18-liter volume, you can process several hundred workpieces simultaneously, which makes this process very cost-effective. RA 0.01 means it's a surface which is free of scratches, free of defects, and extremely fine. This is a surface where a doctor can see on a knee implant with a very bright light, no defects. It's extremely fine. Of course, for such circumstances, for such a result, some circumstances has to be kept before. Of course, you need a good casting quality, you need a good filing before, and all the processes has to be made in a very good way. Important is that you can put approximately 1.5 kilogram jewelry in the machines and process it in the same time. So this means you can finish the process and you finished already a few hundred pieces. This is a big advantage regarding to the one-piece flow process. The abrasive effect of the workpieces removes gold and silver, which can be easily recovered later because they are in the wastewater that is removed by the process. This fact has the advantage that the companies can recover more gold and silver than from handwork finishing. The good thing is, all the gold is in the system. It's not on a carpet, it's not on a cup of coffee, it's not in the hair, it's not under the fingernails, it's not on the skin, it's not somewhere in the air conditioning, it's in the wastewater. So you have the control about the loss of the gold. You know it is in the system and you can get it. This is a big advantage. Automated process. Modern disc finishing machines are built in the way that processing parameters can be easily programmed and ensure repeatable process. This is standard of technique, of course, that when you have a good process, you program the parameter, you store them, you call it when you need it. But everything has its limits. There is not the solution which can make everybody happy and get the solution for everything without any limit. There are limits of the disc finishing machines, and the limits are significant for you because you have all filigree rings. We in Germany, wedding rings, simple, easy design, very clear. You put in a disc finishing machine, you get out a perfect polishing, everything fine, everything super. But there is a big but for you in India. You have all very filigree jewelry, very nice jewelry, a lot of diamonds, a lot of stones. And you have a very high demand for a very good polishing. In between the stones, in between the prongs, under the stones, inside the edges. And this is where we have the limit of disc finishing machines. Because disc finishing machines are using abrasive chips. And abrasive chips has an effect when they work horizontal, parallel on the workpiece surface. This means if a plastic chip cannot work horizontal on the surface, if this cannot happen, we have no effect. We have no abrasive effect. And there is no smoothing. So this means in the filigree area, which is so important for all of you, the disc finishing machine has its limits. That's why it is important to combine the disc finishing machine with another process, which is electropolishing.